Hello everyone, this is Turin here, and today guys I'm here with another Total War Warhammer live battlecast. In this game we're going to be playing the Vampire Counts, who I haven't played in quite some time, against the Beastmen. So we're actually going to be getting a black coach, because I know not only is it a bit of a fan service item, because I know you guys enjoy it quite a bit, but also I feel like it's not terrible against Beastmen, because they're probably going to bring like Bestigors and units in the front line, and the fact that it causes terror, and it's like a solid frontline presence, it might actually be good. On top of that, we do have some Skeleton Spears in the back for anti-large, frontline of Graveguard with a Mortis Engine, Blood Knights, Dire Pack, group of Cryptors, just to have a little bit heavy hitting, a little bit more heavy hitting armor piercing in the front, but a bit of a mix up of my traditional Vampire Counts build. But honestly, the last time I played Vampire Counts was probably like, oh goodness, that must have been like a month ago. So it's been quite some time. But Vlad von Karstein, he's a decent pick. Although honestly, I think getting a flying one would have been better, just because you can do as you please. Whereas Vlad can still be focused down like heavily, but he's also one of the hardest Vampire Lords to kill. Very good defensive stats, good self-healing, of course, and I do have the Blood Drinker, whatever that item's called, so he does have that self-healing from that as well. So, again, a bit of a Death Star build, but, no, people don't know what to do against the Mighty Coach. Sometimes they see it and they just freeze in terror, and it's a scary thing to deal with. I've actually had games where I have joked about the Black Coach and been playing against it and like, oh, this thing sucks, it's not going to do anything, and it gets like 150 kills on me or something, so... Cool, so we got Vlad, we have the Blood Knights with the Dire Pack, and we do get one group of additional Dire Wolves just to hunt Ungors and things like that. So if he gets like Ungor Raiders, which I do when I play Beastmen against Vampire Counts, because Ungors are pretty good at poking down Mortis Engines. They have stock, they're, you don't see them easily, and et cetera, so having that is usually pretty good in my opinion. So, yeah, pretty standard, a lot of Bestigors. He's got the Minotaur, the Gorbel here, he also has a Giant, so Giant's very good against Vampire Counts, because Anti-Large is obviously one of their weak suits. It doesn't look like he has any missiles though, so what we're going to do is just keep these guys around the back. Number one, use them for scouting purposes, and go from there. So we just need to make sure that the Gorbels and the guys don't get a freebie on our Mortis Engine, and we should be able to do well from there. So, of course, double anti-large here is really good, so if we can isolate a Giant, then it's going to be really bad. That Giant will go down so quick against the Blood Knights. But yeah, Vlad's a good pick. I think he's definitely one of the more solid Vampire Lords. I mean, Lady Karstein's good. She can be on a mount. And she does have the Aura of Dark Grandeur and that big self-healing ability. So, arguably, she might be a little... I don't know if she's... I'd be interested to try that out a little bit more and see if she's, like, a better pick. But I like the Cygor pick here. I actually am not opposed to that because, number one, the Cygor is, like... Monstrous units are really hard to deal with. And Cygors are almost as strong as Giants in melee. So, it's just another threat I have to deal with. And it can throw giant-ass boulders at me. So, can't complain about that from his perspective. So, I see what he's doing here. So, he's trying to get me to fight in the swampland. So, we're just going to kind of posture up over here. If he wants to play those shenanigans, because basically what happens here is I fight here in the swamp, right? So I take the penalty from fighting in the water, and he doesn't. So yeah, so I just go and push up here, and I'll Death Star this entire formation right here. I don't mind doing that. Like that's totally fine with me. So I'm not gonna play those games, but I am taking some boulders to the dome piece, guys. It's not a fun world we live in. So let's go ahead and run our Cav over here. We're gonna run him across and see if we can get in the back a little bit. But right now I just want to see if he has any Ungor missiles. But his army's pretty small. Definitely a very elite Beastmen army as it goes. I think he has 2 Gorbels. Is it 1, 2, and of course the mighty Morker, the Shadowgave. So as soon as anything retreats, we're just gonna have our Dire Wolves waiting in the back to feast on them. So that's gonna be the game plan. So I wish I'd brought Winds of Death. I was on the loading screen or the army selection screen. And I just had my mouse like trembling over it, just just breathing heavily, like just all excited about it. But it just didn't go as planned, guys. It didn't go as planned. So all right, let's keep this shambling going. If he wants to play that game, we're gonna fight on this little patch of land and call it a day. So do we just death goon him over here? I think we do. All right, let's go. Goon him. Get in there. Go, go, go. So when you do have them like fully grouped like this, they will like move as an entire formation, but we can get most of the combat happening on this landmass. Then what happens is he has to come down here and he's gonna be fighting in the shallow water. So hopefully the joke will be on them. We'll find out in just a moment. So we got these guys right here, and what we can even do is use the Hounds to intercept his like reinforcements. And man, our what's it called? Our Cryptors are gonna do so good against these guys. And the mighty Black Coach too, and he's kind of just letting me get around the back here, but I guess he doesn't feel terribly concerned because he can just like detach really quick here, and he'll be in good shape. So good. So let's get these guys all kind of just pushing in right there on those. We'll get these guys kind of forming ranks right here. We'll get these skeletons forming ranks here. We'll get these 2 Cryptors going right here. The Skeleton Spears can also run over there. We're just gonna have a bit of a blob, but you guys wait. The mighty Black Coach comes in hard for him. So we're gonna get these guys engaged and see if he's not paying attention. Because oh yeah, look at that ferocity. So this might be a bit ballsy because the Gorbel is gonna be very good, but still we should be able to get in there and do pretty well for ourselves. So Vlad is in there, and we're gonna pull the Black Coach back. Vlad's going to summon some zombies right here to tar pit some of these units, and we do get that engagement there, which is great, but unfortunately, man, I was not paying attention to that. We took a lot of damage, so that's okay, though. We didn't lose too many Blood Knights, and the Death Star is now underway, and I feel like we have a pretty decent little advantage here. So Vlad is fighting a Gorbel, so we're going to Master Beguilement on him. Let's get these Graveguard kind of postured up right here, and now he's kind of like, he has a lot of his troops kind of staggered over here, so we can just simply fall back. Like, I'm not opposed to that. So if any troops are retreating, we can just kind of go feasting. So this is exactly what we want. Those guys are terror routed, so now we are just going to go chase them down. So let's summon some more skeletons over here, just keep doing our thing, and the Mighty Black Coach needs to be engaged. So we were able to kind of manipulate the terrain to our advantage, and let's get those guys fighting here. The Hounds, we can go ahead and have them jump on that Cygor to shut it down. We were able to actually split up his forces, so let's go ahead and pop that Invocation from the Heck, and yeah, the rest should be good. So let's get these Skeleton Spears over here to help intercept that Giant. We did actually summon some Skeleton Warriors as well, so let's see if we can outmaneuver and maybe get over here, and we should have an Invocation from the Heck up relatively shortly. So good. Yeah, we're doing okay for ourselves, and the Dog's actually trading very well with that Cygor, like heavy-duty trading. So Cygors get exhausted so quick. Like after throwing a few boulders, they're usually like down for the count. So yeah, we were able to get that good positioning, you know, do a little bit of a feign here with our Blood Knights and other guys to kind of get him to allocate a lot of resources over there. Then we were able to overwhelm his infantry pretty aggressively. Like you can see, he's surrounded, the Bestigors are terrified. When you're playing against vampire counts, you need to be like, oh, that's actually not a bad trade. So let's go ahead and re-jump on that Giant. We do have another Invocation in about 7 or 8 seconds, so from there we can cast it on our Blood Knights, which is exactly what we want. And we'll use fodder units over here to just block this guy down. Let's get another charge on that Giant, and can we get that sweet, sweet, juicy Invocation over there? We can, which is going to be nice. So great, this is great. We have our Blood Knights isolated against like 2 large units. The Mortis Engine and things are just draining all these guys into the Shadow Realm. The Mighty Black Coach has racked up a whopping 1 kill. So we're going to get it around, see if we can get it a little more action, because I'm a little disappointed in the coach's performance today. But, you know, it's about sending a message. You know, it's not, the coach isn't always there to win you the game, but, you know, it's kind of like subtle disrespect that you bring the coach. But you know, it's actually not bad against Beastmen. Like, it's probably going to terror out all these guys, which is good. So when we get it in there, let's have it just work on some Ungors. We can just continue to kind of, you know, mop up this formation. But he does have the what's it called? The Graves, or Chaos Spawn, not Grave Spawn. And yeah, this Giant's going down pretty hard. Damn, look at that. That's heavy. So let's go ahead and pull back here because he does have some reinforcements coming to help out. Just kind of keep cleaning up this blob. Gorbel shaken, and the problem with fighting so close to the side of the battlefield is if your stuff is routing, it's gonna disappear on you pretty hard. So let's get these Cryptors here, and a lot of times they just stand around. You see how they're just kind of like dicking around over there. You gotta like select them and like force path them on things. So what does he have? Some Bestigors and some Chaos Spawn fighting here, and they're actually only shaken despite the rough circumstances they've been in. But the Mighty Coach, how many kills? Oh, 17 kills. All right, I like that. And we do have another Invocation, so let's get the Coach back here, and then what we'll do is we'll cast another Invocation on this like big blob here, and let's path everyone up there. And he's gonna start, you know, having some issues with army losses here relatively soon. So good. So we're gonna get that heal. It's gonna get the Coach. Definitely gonna be a little bit scary for my opponent. We're just gonna kind of lurk right here, and there's an isolated Gorbel right there. So let's actually go get him. Great. So our Death Star is pretty scary. Vlad's in perfect shape. We still have a Master of Beguilement. So let's go kill these Chaos Spawn right here. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So everything else is just gonna rout off at this point, and we just have so much troop density. I don't really know what he can do to survive this. I mean, he has Giants, but the Gorbels here are taking quite a bit of damage from the Blood Knights, but although we could go ahead and let's go ahead and pop this on this regular Giant, just to, you know, lower its combat stats for the foreseeable future. And we just kind of keep marching forward, and, you know, that's my one thing is why I don't like to play vampire counts too much. And it doesn't seem fun to watch. I mean, you guys will have to let me know in the comments below if you enjoy seeing this. Granted, you got to see a little bit of a, you know, terrain manipulation and like tacticianship in that respect, but I don't know, it's just, it's not like, a lot of times it does like kind of come down to these Death Star games, but I think Empire, like vampire counts versus like Empire and factions like that is a little bit more fun because you're having to like chase missile units, they're like diving you with flying lords. But maybe it's just like a thing against Beastmen. But right now, I mean, I'm just basically like moving after his army. But I guess that's the reward you get for, you know, having already, you know, collapsed that entire flank. But summon some more zombies back here, just trying to like tilt my opponent's army losses a little bit further. And it looks like Morker is still in good shape, but he's being chased by the Mighty Black Coach. So I don't know what he's going to be able to do about the terrifying force that is this thing here. I love the Haggard animations when like the crypt thing in the back just like kind of like pops up and down. But you know, the Giant's surrounded. It's being dragged into the pits of hell by all the zombies, and yeah, nope, nothing you can do here. So let's just spend this time to get you guys some cinematic shots of this thing riding down the foul Beastmen. So ride forth, brother, ride them down, no mercy. It'd be so funny if I just like lost Vlad right now and just lost the battle, just because I was like focusing on that. I mean, that could potentially happen if I lost Vlad right here and he just started getting more Chaos Spawn summons. So let's go ahead and get this guy going after the Giant here. Vlad needs to get in there and do some work as well. Could summon some more zombies, but at this point it's probably not worth it. So yeah, let's see how this guy's doing. Yeah, he's pretty good at chasing these guys down. A whopping 23 kills. And let's get him on some of these skeleton spears over here. So yeah, guys, and thanks again for sending in those community casts. It's been hard lately. My hand has really been bothering me, my wrist tendonitis. So It's been hard for me to play as many games. You guys probably noticed my actions are a little bit slower, but I'm just taking it easy when I don't have to, be going fast. But again, guys, I really appreciate you guys sending in those community replays. Those are definitely give me some rest and do well for me. So the Black Coach did okay. Frontline and Graveguard held their own, even against, because there's kind of two theories. You can go Graveguard with the great weapons to trade. I personally like to get Cryptors and then use these guys as like kind of a shield wall in the front. But, he tried to like get us on some tight terrain, but we were able to kind of get a nice little side maneuver and then force it into a Death Star and then trap some of his forces. He needed to be a Death Star himself and then use the Giant and the Cygor to like pressure my Mortis engine out of the battle. That probably would have been the ideal situation. But anyways, well played to my opponent Thunderbird. I look forward to seeing you again on ladder, and hopefully you guys enjoyed that Vampire Counts game. Have an excellent night and take care.